So then, the dust has barely settled on the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, and now we are seeing some moves that could potentially change a lot of things for Overwatch League viewers. It's not too much of a surprise that changes might be rolling in for the Overwatch League, as it sort of almost rejuvenates itself as Overwatch 2 comes in to replace Overwatch 1 this year. And there's been a lot of rumours going around. Obviously, it's no secret that the Overwatch League has not been the success that Activision Blizzard wanted it to be. It's also fair to say that, people behind Twitch and the deal that came forth in the early days really regret their decision, and some people at Twitch were warned about the decision to go in with the Overwatch League, and it did backfire on them and they ended up losing it. Now it's on YouTube, and Twitch aren't exactly sad about losing the Overwatch League. They never have been, because basically it did not bring back it didn't bring back an investment for them or any money for them that really benefited Twitch having it on their platform. Not like it would Valorant Championships, for example, or LoL or anything like that. Those bring back so much money for Twitch, whereas Overwatch League really doesn't, and therefore it's not really an attractive investment for the Twitch hierarchy to take on. So now, with the future of Overwatch, Blizzard, Activision changing drastically, with Microsoft coming in to head it all up, things could change very majorly, and that has come with the sources saying that the Overwatch League will now be farmed out to a third party to be run in the future. Right now, this is pure speculation, and nothing is confirmed. However, I am going to read the Esports Observer's post. Activision Blizzard will likely farm out operations for its Overwatch League to a third party. The development comes in the wake of Activision bringing on Esports Engine this season to run its Call of Duty League. OWL started in 2018, and CDL, Call of Duty League, started in 2020, and they have been produced by and broadcast by Activision Blizzard since their respective inceptions. The move to third parties also comes amid Microsoft's plans to acquire Activision. Microsoft is already using a third party, Esports Engine in this case, to operate the relaunch of its Halo Championship series. With the news that ESL and FACEIT, the largest tournament organisers in the space, will merge into ESL FACEIT Group after a purchase by Savvy Gaming Group for $1.5 billion. There looks to be more movement and investment in the third-party operator space as it relates to esports production. So there's a lot of information there, but at the end of the day, Microsoft use a third party a lot of the time to run the esports events called Esports Engine. They already run the Halo Championship series, which is obviously quite high on Microsoft's books. This then has been led to the fact that CDL will now also be run by Esports Engine. That's brought in by Activision because Microsoft don't currently own Activision Blizzard yet. The deal has not yet gone through. However, obviously they're going to be very, very, very close in their operations right now with the envision that they will be taken over very, very soon. So Activision have brought in Esports Engine, obviously someone who Microsoft already used to take hold of Call of Duty League this year. Now, I don't expect Call of Duty League to change too much. I would be surprised if it changed too much. Call of Duty League is still in its relatively early days compared to the Overwatch League, which is almost double the age of Call of Duty League, and unfortunately is not on the right track. I don't think anyone can agree that Overwatch League is on the right track right now. It's not where it needs to be, especially in the West. Now, Overwatch League does have a great community both in Asia, especially in China, but right now in the West, it's a little bit shaky. That's to say the least. And in recent times, the Overwatch League has been not that stable. A lot of it due to COVID, but also arguably could have been run better. And if you hadn't noticed already, the Overwatch League has been through quite a few executives in its time, and it's not been around relatively long. You look at it, we're in 2022, and it was incepted in 2018, or started in 2018. So that's to have like 3 or 4 executives or producers or whatever you want to call them, leaders, you can say, to go through that many in that time, that is rough. And that shows that the model has not been perfect. Now, in my opinion, the inaugural season and season 2, I think were probably the best out of the bunch right now. And ever since then, it has tailed off. Although you can relate that to the tail off in Overwatch in general. So that's kind of rough either way. But in future, and I'm not too surprised about this, I think we can expect the Overwatch League to be taken over by a third party outside of Activision Blizzard and then run like that. Because realistically, when you look at Microsoft coming in here, they are going to have control over everything, right? So what they're going to do, most likely, is they're going to turn Activision Blizzard back to its roots as a game studio. That's what it's going to become. They will probably be split up again, probably. But they will be game studios who make games. Whereas Activision Blizzard in recent times have also tried to branch out into also having their esports scene, which is really not that small of an esports scene, right? There's plenty of esports for Activision Blizzard, but it's all probably now going to be moved into its own esports section, most likely run majority by what Microsoft wants it to be run by, probably Esports Engine. And therefore, Activision Blizzard will then be refocused back onto making new games, or making the current games better. Is that a bad thing? No, I think actually they should have all their eyes and investment on that, because possibly that is something that has hindered the game recently. And honestly, Overwatch in general in its esports scene needs an overhaul anyway, because let's be honest, Tier 2 is not exactly in the best of states and hasn't been for years. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that someone else comes in and leads it, but we are talking wholly and solely only about the Overwatch League here. We are not talking about contenders, and we are not talking about open division. That is something that's completely up in the air, and we are not going to know about for a while now, probably. It is very difficult to tell. But we could see that entirely overhauled and a whole new system be built for Overwatch in its esports scene, which again, perhaps wouldn't be the worst of ideas. But before then, Overwatch needs to get back on a very sensible footing, and I don't think that can happen until Overwatch 2 releases, so hopefully that does that in good time. Anyway, there's also been another IP, possibly coming from Blizzard. We've seen it's a very interesting one. It's not going to come out yet, but there's apparently a new IP for Blizzard Activision on the horizon. Possibly something that Microsoft knew about when they obviously going into purchase Activision Blizzard. And, well, I guess that's a good promising sign, but also let's get your games off the ground first, Activision Blizzard, before you start creating new IPs, because currently WoW is in an interesting state, we can say, I suppose, because it's not, again, getting that much content, it's just getting its regular stuff. Overwatch is in a trash state, let's be honest. We've just had an event that has 2 legendary skins in it. That's probably the worst event we've ever had. Then you look at the rest of the games and they're just... I mean, Heroes of the Storm is dead. Like, it is absolutely dead. Neat idea. Didn't work. Dead. And then you just got your loyal fan bases of the rest of the games, Diablo and Hearthstone, that are doing well. New Diablo on the horizon. But it's not been the best of times for Activision Blizzard, and this would signal... looping this all the way back to the Overwatch League again, this would signal some very big changes in the Overwatch League, I think. Because the current format of the Overwatch League is not working. It's not working. People, and remember back in 2018, 2019, we were all so hyped, which city's going to come next? Which team's going to come next? Are we going to have Berlin? Are we going to have, I don't know, all sorts of different places, right? But we haven't had a new team since 2019, and the reason for that is because no one looks at the Overwatch League or Overwatch and says, yes, I want to invest into that. No one finds it investable. It is not a good investment for anyone to go into, especially with the massive millions upon millions upon millions of pounds and dollars, or whatever currency you want to put it in. How much it costs to enter the Overwatch League is beyond anything in any other league in esports. And it is, frankly, it's gatekeeping a lot of orgs, to be honest. There are some orgs that don't have a presence in the Overwatch League purely probably because of that. I mean, there's no Liquid in the Overwatch League, for example. That's because, well, they probably just don't see it as a worthwhile investment and not big enough, right? And most of the time, if you are an org, even if you are a fairly substantial org, you are having backing from someone else to help you get into the league, or you are running a team owned by someone else and you don't own a team yourself. And that's really rough. And that is not possibly how a league should be. When you look at the likes of the Valorant esports scene, LoL esports scenes, all of the esports scenes really, you hear those household names. NRG, Liquid, Luminosity, all those people, right? Even, you know, there's loads of them. And even in CDL, even in Call of Duty League, you will see the Atlanta FaZe and people like that, i.e. FaZe Clan. It is still there, even in the Call of Duty League. So it is clear that when the Overwatch League was incepted, it was used as a guinea pig, and some of the ideas did not work. And I think it's time, perhaps, as much as I love the idea of the LA Gladiators, the London Spitfire, the you know, all of these teams, Soul Dynasty, everything, right? It was a great idea, and I suppose it was worth a try. But I think now it is time for someone else to come in and say, let's take a step back and let's see how we can rejuvenate this league. How can we make Overwatch League great again? And I think that's a two-pronged approach. One, Overwatch 2 has to pop off. And Overwatch has to have constant updates and a really good player base. And dedicated, increasing number of players available to it. Which, with the backing of Microsoft now, and Overwatch 2 on the horizon, and possibly with Microsoft now backing them, bigger development, you don't know, the availability of Game Pass and putting Overwatch in Game Pass and stuff like that, that is a possibility. And therefore, it makes it much more possible to make Overwatch 2 pop off, especially with the power that Microsoft have. But on top of that, the Overwatch League needs to be run better, and I think it needs to be run in a different way. I think the Overwatch League needs less of a buy-in fee, if any buy-in fee at all, and it needs to be more in the hands of the teams to make their own merch, which they have, in fairness, moved to do in recent times. Activision Blizzard don't own the merch anymore. It was a very poorly run system. They finally looked through it, and now the teams now make their own merch. And I think they just need to let the teams be more free and be less constrictive, just like CDL, if not more. Like CDL obviously let people like the Atlanta FaZe and all that. You still have sometimes your city-based stuff, and it may sound a little bit odd. You've got your LA Gorillas. Again, you don't know necessarily off the bat what org they come from, but if that org wants to represent themselves, then they will, like the Atlanta FaZe did and other people within the CDL. And I think that needs to be an option for Overwatch as well. And of course, I think there needs to be tons of changes. And as much as COVID has been a serious problem in recent times, I think the Overwatch League need to find something to settle on. There can't keep being these changes. It needs to find some sort of stability, because if you keep changing things, then the unpredictability is going to make it less investable. And therefore it's going to continue to have more and more problems in the future, and it's going to get less and less investment. And it's not going to go anywhere. So I think a new party coming in, a load of people to run the Overwatch League could be a very, very good thing for the league, for the way it's run, for where it's run to, and how we all view it, enjoy it, and just everything really. I think it could be a very, very good move, because I think the Overwatch League needs some sort of refresh, heavy refresh, and hopefully that can come in with whoever decides to take over, possibly Esports Engine, and obviously Overwatch 2. But I'm going to leave it here for this one. I didn't expect this video to be this long, but I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's a very, very important topic. Again, these are all sources. Nothing is confirmed. I'm working off news stories and sources here, but it is very, very big news if the Overwatch League does end up changing hands. like CDL is planning to, and with obviously the Microsoft buyout of Activision Blizzard. But if you enjoyed it, please do smack a like on the video, share it if you do believe other people you think will enjoy it as well, and it will be a very, 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 very big help to me and get these videos noticed, obviously, in the YouTube algorithm, etc. Do subscribe if you really, really did enjoy it for more content, including Overwatch and Genshin as well. And leave a comment if you've got anything to say on these very, very interesting developments with the Overwatch League. I will be leaving it here for now. Hope you have a really wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.